Hello everybody, welcome to the latest edition of our series on short-handed sailing methods. During the series, we're sharing some of our attempts at using short-handed methods and skills, particularly when close-quarter manoeuvring in the marina, as we're very much on that learning curve where we're getting to know our new boat. In our last vlog, we actually shared with you our first attempt at using a stern breast line for coming alongside. Now, if you haven't checked out those vids, please do that, because we had some mixed results. But one thing we'd like to say is a massive thank you to everybody who's commented on that vlog and come up with some really useful suggestions on how we can improve that. Rest assured, we're going to be doing that and sharing the results. Short-handed sailing can be particularly stressful. But one thing's for sure, one book that we've actually been working through to help us with the fact that we're short-handed is this book by Duncan Wells. Believe me, it's just crammed with great ideas. Things like entering and exiting a berth, various rope techniques, etc. And we're actually working our way through those and sharing the results. Hopefully, at the end of the day, we become better sailors. Now today we're going to have a go at departing the berth by using a bow bridle technique. Again, I'll just stress that this is our first attempt at using this technique, so it's definitely a learning experience. So let's talk about the bow bridle setup. So for this scenario, we're going to assume that we're in a bow to situation, much like our own setup. Effectively, what we have is a single line, which is going to be temporarily made off on the stern of the boat, potentially somewhere near the cockpit, which can be quick released. The line then travels forward to the midships cleat and fairlead on the boat, then runs forward onto the pontoon, around the cleat again, and then back to the bow of the boat. From there, it then passes down the side of the boat, in this instance to the starboard side of the boat, and back to the cockpit. Here the line can be made off again. With the engine running astern, the leverage of this system helps push the boat back towards the pontoon, whilst you shorten up the other lines, etc., and get ready to push off. One advantage of this type of system is that when we have the influence of wind and tide, we can still use the helm to actually manoeuvre the boat closer towards the pontoon or away from to counteract those wind and tide effects. It's also handy for actually getting ourselves a little bit of space before we decide to commit and cast off. So, once we're happy and ready to go, making sure we've got rid of all the rest of the lines, all we have to do is release the outer rope and then pull in the rope that passes over the bow and get it back into the cockpit and out of the way. In the meantime, the boat is still running astern and we start to move away from the pontoon. A key advantage of this system is that the rope is actually moving away from the propeller and away from harm. So that's the theory. How is this actually going to work in practice? Well, let's have a look. So with it all set up as we discussed, the bow bridle is feeding forward underneath the midships cleat, not around the cleat, literally through the fairlead behind it. Into neutral briefly to take the pressure off, and then the crew hauls in on the cable. As you can see, the rope is moving forward away from the propeller, and then we continue astern and back out of the berth in the normal way. In execution, it was surprisingly easy. And we just back out of the berth quite nicely. So, as a first attempt, that went surprisingly well. It did strike us that this would probably be a very effective system if you're solo or even two up as we are here. Everybody's on board, there's no mad dashing trying to climb over the side or anything silly like that, it's all nicely controlled. Despite the embarrassment, there is one learning point from this I really must share. My fixation on attention is very much forward here, and I've forgotten a fundamental rule, and that is look in the direction you're actually travelling. Fortunately, my crew flagged with me that a boat had just moved out from behind us and there was a real danger of collision. There was a few expletives on my part because I was actually cursing myself more than anything. But pats on the back to the crew who did a cracking job for me. So the lesson learned is good all-round observation, and particularly in the direction you're travelling in. So once again, this is work in progress, but so far results are encouraging. Another solo or short-handed method we're keen to try is this one, which is using a single spring, but it's on a quick release using a highwayman's hitch. But that'll have to wait for another episode. So once again, a reasonable first attempt with some good lessons learned. If you use this method yourself, or you've got some suggestions on how we can improve things, please do leave a comment. We're keen to learn what people do and adapt our own accordingly. Hopefully then, we have a few more tools in the box ready to play with when we need them. If you do like our content, please give us a like and consider subscribing. It's totally free and it'd be great to have you along on this adventure. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.